What's up, everyone? This is Adam from Slurve, Ship My Money on DraftKings, and I'll be breaking down tonight's pitching slate for you for May 27th. There is a lot to touch on tonight. I'm going to try and keep it pretty brief since we have the expert chat going on at 5. I can get more detailed there. But as usual, I'll break down my cash game plays for DraftKings and FanDuel, and then move into my GPP targets as well as the pitchers that I want hitters against. So starting with DraftKings, for cash games, I really like Max Scherzer at 13,000. His matchup doesn't look great with the Cardinals, but Matt Carpenter is going to be out. And for the most part this season, they've hit well against weaker pitchers or weaker pitching staffs and worse against better pitching staffs. Scherzer has already faced them once this year, had a good start. He is pretty matchup proof. He will give up a home run or two here and there, but he just has such strikeout upside, and he definitely has the most upside on this slate. And because he has all that strikeout upside, it gives him a nice floor also, even though the Cardinals, do hit pretty well. Moving down a little bit, I think Tanaka's playable in cash games. I don't like him as much as Scherzer, but at 10,400 against the Rays team that strikes out all the time, I do like Tanaka. And then I like Adam Conley at 7,500 against the Braves. I think some people have been scared off of him just because he's had bad outings in 2 of his last 3. But one of those was against the Nats, who are a really good team against lefties. The other was against the Brewers, who, it was a bad game. Outside of that, he's been really good this year. He's facing a Braves team that has a 58 WRC plus against left-handed pitching so far this season, and has struck out about 23% of the time. And his price is just really fair at 7,500. So I like him a lot for cash games. I'm not too worried about the Braves blowing him up. Moving into GPPs, I like Scherzer, I like Tanaka, I like Conley. Chris Archer is really interesting to me on DraftKings at 7,900. I think I would rather target the top of the Yankees order than Chris Archer. I don't really like the way he matches up with the Yankees, even though the Yankees aren't a particularly good hitting team. But my high risk, high reward GPP option is going to be Trevor Bauer at 7,000. He's facing an Orioles team that can't hit anything off speed lately. Schumacher struck them out 12 times with changeups, and then in the Astros series, the Astros just kept throwing them curveballs, and they were swinging and missing by 2 feet. The Orioles are a very streaky team. It's possible any given night they come out and hit 5 home runs, but they are pretty streaky, and right now they're in a cold streak. And Bauer's a guy that I think matches up pretty well with them. He throws a lot of curveballs, a lot of sliders, and they just haven't been able to hit them. And if you look at their numbers against off-speed pitches going back to last year, the main hitters in that order swing and miss at a lot of off-speed pitches. So, as long as Bauer can control his pitches, I really like his matchup. That's obviously the big question mark because Bauer kind of struggles to throw strikes. But the Orioles aren't a patient team, and they do swing and miss at a lot of off-speed stuff. So I think he's definitely worth the risk. Going over to FanDuel, where the win's important, I really like Scherzer. Coming this morning was a 160 favorite. I haven't checked the line since, but his price is at 10,900. If you want to go lower, again I like Tanaka at 9,900, and I like Conley as well. So it's pretty much the same pitchers for me on both sites today. With the exception of, I think Archer's a lot more in play on DraftKings. If you're going to play Archer, you should do it on DraftKings where he's at 7,900. Because his upside, is there, even though it's not an ideal matchup. Sorry. As far as hitters, I want the hitters, obviously any hitter playing in Coors Field. I do prefer the Rockies to the Giants. But, it's Coors Field, so taking the road team is never bad. Arizona, both sides of that game, all the Arizona righties, and then specifically Matt Kemp against Robbie Ray. But any of the, if you want to stack San Diego, I think that's a good sneaky spot today. And then both sides of the Cincinnati-Milwaukee game, that's a game that I'm hoping people are going to overlook with the Arizona game and the Coors game. John Lamb doesn't throw strikes. Milwaukee can hit fastballs. They have a lot of righty hitters. Neither pitcher is going to strike guys out. Neither team has a particularly good bullpen. The Reds is just ridiculously bad. The roof, I think, is going to be closed, so the ball's going to fly more. It's a spot that I just really, really like. And then, you have some teams like that are in good spots with one side of the plate or the other. Texas righties, I think, are in a really good spot today. Tigers are in a nice spot. I'd be all over the Tigers if there weren't so many other good hitting environments today. Brett Gardner and Jacoby Ellsbury are in a really nice spot for the Yankees with Hank Conger catching. He doesn't throw guys out, so if they get on base, they should be stealing every time. So that's what I'm thinking for right now. We have the expert chat tonight at 5 Eastern, so stop in there, and I'll go more in depth on why I like the guys that I do. And I'll be in the Slurf chat throughout the evening as well. So good luck tonight, guys.